Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to conduct lecture number 57 of our course, and in this lecture we will learn a program about PORTB CHANGE Interrupts that we have learned in the last lecture. So let's see that program and proceed to our lecture. Okay, let's discuss this statement. We have given implement a security system using pic18f microcontroller. So this is a microcontroller which is pic18f, and we are implementing a security system in which three different sensors are attached to RB5, RB6, and RB7 pins, right? So RB5 and RB6 and RB7 pins are receiving inputs from three different sensors, right? If any activity detected in a restricted zone, this means these sensors produces high signal. So if these sensors are monitoring a certain restricted zone, since it is a security system, so if these sensors, right, produce sense anything which is suspicious or activity is detected in restricted zone, so what it will do, sensor will produce a high signal, that means a logic 1 signal. And what this security system does, alarm the security team. So we have to actually alarm the security team using a buzzer which is connected to RC0 pin. So RC0 pin is an output pin which is connected to what? Connected to uh, a buzzer, right? So if any of these sensors produces high signal, initially these three pins are zero, right? They are not receiving anything, so the logic level is zero. So if any of these three pins receive a signal, so what we have to do, we have to generate or run a buzzer which will alarm the security team, right? And if you carefully notice, these pins are PORTB CHANGE Interrupt pins. And one thing which is interesting here in this example, we are not using RB4. So this is one of the implication of this example, that it's not mandatory that you use all four different pins of PORTB CHANGE Interrupt. You can use any three of them, any two of them, or even one pin of them could be used for uh, interrupt handling, right? So in this example, we are using just three pins. So if any of three pins will produce a high signal, which is a change for port B, so what is going to happen? Their respective interrupt flag will be high, and my microcontroller will be interrupted. And in in interrupt service routine, microcontroller will turn on this buzzer, right? So let's write the code for this specific example. Okay, let's start the code that I've written to for explanation. So very first line that I've written is originate 00, and here I've mentioned go to main. So directly we start from a reset vector and go to main, which is the main program. In main program, what we are doing, origination at 2A, then BSF crispy, 5, 6, and 7. So these three pins are selected as input pin or declared as input pin, and BCF crispy, 0. So RC0 is declared as uh, output pin, right? Which is connected to buzzer, right? Then we are enabling RBIE, which is the port B change interrupt enable, individual enable, and globally interrupt enable. We have also enabling it. So these four lines are written for input output configuration, and these two lines are written for interrupt enable, including both individual and global interrupt enable. And then we stay in the main program, branch to XYZ, to XYZ, then XYZ, and this is continuously money. We are just looping over here. And then whenever any of these three bits goes high, right? For example, anyone is being detected by sensor, and sensor sends one signal to whatever the sensor, right? It may be detected by two pins, but we will receive one change here. That means port B change interrupt will enable, because we have enabled it, and then microcontroller will go to reset vector interrupt vector table, which is starting at originate 08 hex, and here there we test whether IF is high or not, which means we are verifying it. Is it a proper true alarm or not? Then if it is high, we will switch to this line, which is go to ISR RB. It is just a label, interrupt service routine for port B change interrupt. You can use any other label as well, but I'm using this label. So we will switch to this ISR, and what we are doing in this service routine, we are performing two tasks which are important. One thing, we are turning on this RC0 That means we are turning on this buzzer, which alarm the security team. And furthermore, we are clearing this RBIF. Remember, in transmitters or reception, I mean serial transmission and serial port reception, we were not clearing the individual flags, right? Because they automatically turns to be zero. But in port B change interrupt, you have to clear this flag so that if next time you receive interrupt, you will be interrupted, right? So this is something which is different in this port B chain interrupt. You have to manually disable this flag, and then rectify is normal returning to this main code and enabling the global interrupt enable again. So this is the same program, and this is quite simple program because we have done so many type of interrupts at this stage. So this program is quite simple to understand. Only one thing that we are using uh, multiple sensors and we have only one single flag, right? This is the quite distinctive property of this specific interrupt. Okay, that's it from this lecture. If you have any question or query, please post them in comment section. Your comments are really appreciated, and thank you so much for listening.